Welcome back to Cord Cutting Today, where we break down some of the biggest stories happening in the world of cord cutting every Monday through Friday, right here. Today we're diving into Disney announces that ESPN's new standalone streaming service will come with a bundled option next year with Disney+. We're going to tell you everything we know about the new ESPN standalone service and more here in a second. Cable companies are threatening to take net neutrality's ruling to court. They are unhappy that the FCC is looking to put net neutrality back in, and they're promising if this passes later this month, years of litigation ahead, and we got some special deals from T-Mobile's 5G home internet if you've been thinking about switching over. First though, if you want to learn more about any of these stories, check out the show notes down below and in the first pinned comment. I'll put a link to each story there so you can read them for yourself and come up with your own opinions. I'd love to hear from you. And if you're new here or you've been here a while, consider hitting that subscribe button or hitting that thumbs up. Doing one or both lets YouTube know you enjoy what we do here and helps YouTube recommend our videos to more people. So with that said, let's dive into it. One of the most exciting new streaming services that's supposed to come out next year is a standalone streaming service from ESPN. What does that mean? It means you'll be able to subscribe directly to ESPN and get all of your channels, ESPN channels right there without needing to go to subscribe to something that also has like the Disney Channel or any other channels with it. It's as close to a la carte TV from ESPN as you're probably going to get for a while. Now, this is on top of the other sports streaming service that launches this year. Now, this one is a bundle one that launches this year with Fox for Fox Sports 1 and 2 and local Fox stations, and Warner Bros. Discovery for content from TNT, TBS, and True TV. So with all this, you got two streaming services that will offer new ways to access ESPN. Disney says that the bundle one with Fox and Warner Bros. Discovery will come the fall of 2024. ESPN standalone service sometime in 2025. Now, pricing is unknown, but Bob Iger this week came out and said that they will offer a bundled version with Disney Plus. You'll be able to access it directly through the Disney Plus app, which is interesting because Disney Plus has stayed away from live TV services for the most part. They've had a few events where they've streamed live through it, but for example, even though Hulu On Demand has merged into Disney Plus, if you want Hulu Plus Live TV, you have to get that directly through Hulu. You can't go and have it bundled with Disney Plus, for example, in the Disney Plus app. So we'll keep a very close eye on this, how this will all work, but it's very interesting to see Disney moving to bring live content into the Disney Plus app with that. Now, of course, there will still be its own standalone app through the ESPN app with that. Now, I know I'm going to get this question a lot, because I already do. What's the difference between this new service and ESPN Plus? ESPN already has a streaming service. That is correct, but ESPN Plus only offers content that does not air on ESPN, ESPN2, ESPNU, ACC Network, SEC Network, and the like. This new service will actually give you live feeds of ESPN, ESPN2, etc. All the ESPN networks from our understanding. So that's the big difference there. I know I'm going to get that question. There you go. All right. Yesterday we reported about a day and a half ago about how the FCC has set a date to vote on net neutrality, which will give the FCC the ability to oversee your internet provider like they oversee television networks. Now, with this deal, they're going to vote on April 25th to reinstate net neutrality. Like I said in that video, there'll be a grace period before that actually takes effect. But recently, the largest representative cable TV companies, NCTA, the Internet and Television Association, that's the new name they use for it, which represents most of the major power players in the world of cable television, including Comcast and Spectrum. It has its board of directors include executives from AMC, A&E Networks, Warner Bros. Discovery, the Walt Disney Company, Fox News, and others. Well, they have promised to come out against this and, quote, fight this for years. So they are saying they recommend the FCC to reverse course and, quote, avoid years of litigation and uncertainty. Basically, they are not going to roll over on this. They are very determined to fight it. They want to remain with the FTC to regulate them instead of having the FCC regulate your home internet. And that's the big difference here. For all the talk of this and all the differences, even without net neutrality, there still is government regulation of home internet. It just means the FCC now will have the have some oversight of that, where in the past they did not, by changing this to a Title II internet. Pretty interesting, a lot of fine details. You're going to find people on both sides of the argument here. But even if this passes this month, again, it's probably going to be maybe even years until this goes in place. It's very likely that this order will be stayed in the court system as this works way through the court. That's pretty standard practice. I'll be surprised if it doesn't. And like I said in that last video where I talked about this, I'll be very surprised if this does not pass. I fully expect the FCC to vote this into becoming a rule on April 25th. All right, let's keep moving along. Tubi now has 9 live classic television channels. We're breaking down all the major channels from some of the major streaming services, and Tubi now has 9 channels dedicated to 24/7 feeds of classic shows, including The Carol Burnett Show, Johnny Carson, Baywatch, and others. If you want to see all of them, I'll put a link to it in the show notes, and in the first pinned comment, you can find our story there listing all the programs that Tubi has right now. All right, if you've been thinking about getting T-Mobile home internet, they got a new deal for you. Right now, they're offering a $200 MasterCard to new subscribers for a limited time. And you can also get a Blink smart home package of 2 smart cameras, a outdoor 4 camera with 2-way system, and Blink mini pan tilt camera. Typically a $229 value, available to new T-Mobile home internet subscribers for a limited time. Now, this is the part of the cord cutting 2.0 push where people are ditching their cable internet, just like they ditched their cable television, and looking for new options to get home internet. T-Mobile is one of the leaders in this, and they got a special deal there with this, so keep that in mind. All right, let's continue. Bally Sports has struck a deal to remain on Spectrum. Spectrum TV customers will get access to the streaming app Bally Sports to stream there. Not a big deal here, not much different for Spectrum, but there's an interesting clause here. So under the revised deal that Spectrum had, or excuse me, Bally Sports had with the NBA, if Bally Sports failed to renew with Spectrum, the NBA had an out in their contract where they could have canceled their plan and took back the rights. Now with this though, the Bally Sports is asking the judge to retract that new contract and put in the old one, because originally Bally Sports had planned to let NBA return its TV rights to the NBA at the end of the current season. So at the end of this current season, the NBA rights would have no longer been with Bally Sports for the teams that they had. But since they struck their deal with Amazon and got some cash, Bally Sports is trying to continue and wants the NBA to continue to put their content on Bally Sports going forward. We'll see how this plays out. That system could end up in court, we'll see. But for now though, this deal helps lock into place NBA content and Bally Sports and makes NBA probably a lot more willing to continue to work with Bally Sports in the future. Interesting note here though, at the end of the 2024 Major League Baseball season that's now underway, Bally Sports will no longer be called Bally Sports. Its partnership with the Bally's Casino Group is coming to an end, and because of that, they are no longer going to have the naming rights after the season. They say the contract allows them to continue to use the name through the Major League Baseball season, and then they're going to have to find a new name for the Bally Sports TV networks. Any predictions? Are they going to be able to find a sponsor to sponsor their channels like they did with the Bally Sports name, or will it be something different? It was the Fox Regional Sports Networks, but then it changed. All right, we talked a lot about Paramount having maybe getting a deal with Skydance Media to merge or be sold partially to them. Well, it turns out, according to a report from Variety, Paramount received an offer from the Apollo Global Management Investment Group for $27 billion. Now, this probably sounds a little familiar because about a week ago we learned that Apollo Global wanted to buy just the Paramount movie and television studios for a lower price. That was rejected. Paramount has then received an offer from Apollo Global that was for $27 billion that would have included the entire Paramount Global. So all the networks, Paramount Plus, everything that Paramount was, Pluto TV including, for example, would have been included in this. Paramount turned it down. Now, they seem to be very dedicated to going with the Skydance Media offer. We'll see if that becomes a reality or not. But it's very interesting to see them walk away from $27 billion, which a lot of people thought was a very good offer for Paramount. For whatever reason, the team there seems to like the Skydance Media deal. We'll have to wait and see a little bit more about it. There's reports that they're going to an exclusivity negotiation period, which typically means they're getting close to a deal. Well, that's it for today. No Q&A because I have to run. I'm actually running late. I twisted up my ankle today, or recently pretty bad. I had physical therapy today. And so that's pushed me back. I apologize. But if you have a question for me, leave it with something like a question for Luke, so I know it's something you want me to answer. And then I'll do my best to answer them on Monday when I'm back here. Check back for maybe a special video this weekend. I hope you all have a fantastic day. Take care. Be safe. If I don't see you until Monday, have a fantastic weekend. And don't forget, every Monday through Friday, I post videos just like this one. Take care, everybody.